Hi, everybody. It's Bill Windsor. It's Thursday night, 10 o'clock, April 19th, 2012. This is the Ask Mr. Bill version of the Lawless America Show. Who's on from Central Michigan?
It's Alison A.Hicks.
Okay, Allison, how are you?
I am great. I finally get to talk to you. I'm so excited.
Do you still play tennis these days?
I play like 5 days a week.
Well, for those who don't know, Allison's a tennis pro, and she's been through the ringer, as we all have, I think. Where will you be when we come to film? Are you going to be in Michigan or Arizona or somewhere else?
Well, I can come, actually, wherever you want me to come.
Well,
I travel a lot. I go to Arizona, California. Recently, I was invited to, who is this guy? The Travis Smiley Show?
Yeah, you mentioned that to me in an email. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure it's a great show.
I don't know who he is. But whoever invites me to a show, I'm going to go to a show. But I was on the Dr. Shirley show last night,
okay,
a radio show, for 4 hours. And I got to tell you, it seemed we talked for 4 hours. And I think it was one of your gals that set me up with her. It was so awesome. The show seemed like it was 1 hour. We just talked and talked. And there were callers that called in, and it was all about the system. But it wasn't just about my problem. And we all know about my problem. Sheriff Joe Arpaio in Phoenix, Arizona, and I think he is the absolute worst because of the tent city problem and what he's done and how many people he's killed. So we can go on and on about my story, and other people can go on and on about their stories. But I think, of course, my story's the best because I wrote a book and I'm an author. And if they're going to put up tents, then why don't they put up tents in Alaska? It's county jail holding cell. Mm-hmm. These people are not guilty. Sheriff Joe Arpaio is a narcissist. This is inhumane. The world needs to know he's 82 years old. We need to see his birth certificate. And I know he wants to see Obama's birth certificate, but he doesn't need to run again for sheriff. This is ridiculous to have tents in a desert, 143 degrees.
Yeah.
And Bill, it's freezing in the winter. I was there for 8 days, and I worked for the death penalty. I worked for the Innocence Project. You know what? People are in there for 36 years and they're innocent, and they get let go. They lick for 36 years because of DNA. But this, I was in there for 8 days, and I died. I was almost dead of dehydration. And I'm not a Scottsdale little rich brat. I'm a normal person that just happened to be a white single female. I'm not a Mexican. I'm not black. I'm not white. And our world needs to know that we are all Americans, maybe from Paris, England, wherever we're all here. We don't need to be treated inhumane. I don't like to leave my dogs for 2 minutes, without feeding them water. I leave them water. It's sick how he treats people. Why does he get reelected?
You got me. Do people know the story? The public?
He has blown every fire code. He's from Sicily. I could mention the mafia. I could mention money. I could mention how many people he's paid off.
Well,
and
he very possibly might not win the election, but he makes sure that he does.
Do you know the $40 million that he just put in? The most ever he put in for, I'm getting reelected because no one's ever put in $40 million to reelect a sheriff. That was his own money.
$40 million for his reelection campaign for sheriff?
Yeah, that was his own money.
How much must there be in it for a sheriff to spend that much just to be reelected? That must be one lucrative position out there on under-the-table payments.
Okay, well, when I was on the Jeff Arias show, Jeff and I were laughing so hard because I was doing auditions back, I think it was 3 years ago, at the Clarendon Hotel in Phoenix. He was saying he was running for governor. He can't run for governor. He's a felon.
Yeah.
His kids are crystal meth addicts. They're going to dig up so much dirt on him. He just gets on Fox News. He owns the Arizona Republic. He owns Fox. He owns the media. Money, power, control, your face on the media. And when I did a book signing, it was a guy, Verge, when I did my book signing out in Phoenix. It was hysterical because he went in screaming at Verge because no one signed up at Barnes & Noble. No one showed up except for the people that walked in the door. And I had tons of people at my book signing for my book Backspin. People are buying my book like crazy. And there's Sheriff Joe hunched over like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. He couldn't even use his cell phone, screaming, yelling, "Why isn't anybody here?" And Verge goes, "Sheriff, you changed the date on us." He's such a narcissist. Well, you know what? Lisa, I forgot her last name. She's worse than him. He's got a line of 300 publicists. If I had $300,000 a year to pay a publicist, wouldn't that be cool, Bill?
Yeah, it would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yeah. If your audience would like to chip in and pay, that would be more than $5 per donation in payroll. That's what that guy gets because he thinks he's keeping Mexicans off the border, and he's not. He's an $8 an hour sheriff.
Now, this is Joe Arpaio or whatever his name is?
Joe Arpaio.
Joe Arpaio.
Arpaio, the guy that puts people in pink underwear.
Yeah.
He's a goof. And he makes money, $20 an hour for every collect phone call. He makes money on the vending machines. He makes money. His wife was a hairdresser. He makes money because he owns the Arizona Republic. And if they don't write the right article, he'll fire them. Nepotism. This guy owns Maricopa County. And then the guy, I got one story for you. The guy from Fountain Hills that was running for office.
Yeah, who was on our show a week or two ago?
Oh, he ruined his career. Got him for child abuse. Oh my God. The guy left his 8-year-old and 9-year-old in the car with the air conditioning, owned an art gallery, and ran for some office. Sheriff Joe's gurus, he didn't like them, threw him in jail for 1 day. And once you're committed for child abuse, and it wasn't child abuse, the kids were in the car with air conditioned. Mm-hmm. And the guy was on the phone because he had a cell phone call. And the kids were fine. Ruined his career for life because it was all over the papers because Sheriff Joe owns the Arizona Republic.
When you say he owns it, he controls them?
Controls Channel 5, controls Channel 12. He controls, because, do you want to know why? The guy that's producing my movie killed his Maltese poodle. And if you want to think I'm joking, I'm not. Steve Largo backed out of the movie that I'm producing. Nobody wants to deal with Sheriff Joe because he will ruin your computer. If you look at my videos, look at Michael Manning, he will end up ruining. Michael Manning was the one that said he will get you, like Don Stapley.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I ask Sheriff Joe to give us an interview?
Do it.
As an important member of law enforcement. And then you and the nice gentleman who had his political career destroyed by him, and I'm sure a number of others, can set me up with the appropriate questions, and we ought to have some fun with that.
You know what? This would be great, because I asked him and Lisa Apricot to be on the Today Show.
Yeah.
And they blew it out of proportion in KTLA, in Channel 5. And they said that I lived at both places. I go, I live in Michigan. I go, you can do anything on Skype. Do it. You know what? That would be the most awesome interview in the world. Well,
and Granny's saying we should do Sheriff Mack. Let me say this to everybody listening. If you feel that there is someone that we really should try to interview, then send me an email, because right now I can't see the forest for the trees, and but this is a great idea, and we have at least one person set up so far. I'm not going to say who.
Okay.
But every once in a while, somebody will see somebody's name on the list of people that are going to be interviewed, and they'll send me an email. My God, why would you interview that crook? And I said, well, you'll just have to wait and see.
and you know why? Because he's cost taxpayers a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, he cost me my tennis career. I play tennis 5 days a week, but he ruined my reputation. You know, you don't do that. You don't try to kill someone, and you don't hire gurus and jokers. So I would love to ask him 5 major questions, and that's why I asked Lisa, his head. Oh, she called me back, and she's like, "Oh no," and she made up some story, because I know the guy from the Today Show. I know. I work for Merv Griffin, and she's like, "Oh no, you did this and this and this," and I go, "I don't lie," and she goes, "He won't go on an interview with you." Well, try. I just want to ask him why he goes on the news with 143 degrees and puts people in Tent City with cockroaches, brown recluses, mice, no water, and no medical attention. And you haven't seen a judge, and people die.
Well, Allison, write your questions down and email them to me so that I have them, and I will definitely have somebody extend a polite, probably telephone invitation to his office, and we will see what happens.
Okay.
I'd love to do it.
I'm willing to go on Skype. I'm willing to go on the phone, and I'd love to talk to Sheriff Joe.
Well, maybe we can have you lurking in the background on Skype or something. We'll see.
And you know what?
If
Al Sharpton did it, I'll do it.
Will he recognize you?
He knows who I am.
Yeah.
He arrested the wrong girl.
Yeah.
Because I played tennis with Johnny Carson, and and he screwed up.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we can't do with him. That'll be very exciting. We'll hope to have a number of those. I'm planning to go to 60 Minutes when I'm in New York and other such places, and that should be interesting to see whether anybody will talk with us.
Okay.
I suspect they probably won't, but we'll just take film of them refusing to talk with us.
I'm willing to go wherever you're going, and I will do. I'll be there. If you want me to fly there, I'll fly there. I'll be in the background. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
All right. Well, first send me an email with the questions you would ask him, and then I will ask one of the sweet ladies that's helping out to call and.
Marinelle.
Oh, hello.
You mean Merritt? I'll have the questions for you tomorrow.
Yeah, whenever. Just when I see them come in, that's when I'll move into action. But
okay.
I'll take this opportunity. We've now got, around 20 people who are helping us as volunteers, and I would like to just thank all of those people. And we've got 14 people working on writing scripts, and we've got people working on some special projects here and there. We've got somebody doing some computer work, so we appreciate the volunteers, and we'll take more.
And this is not a bash. I'm not going to bash them. Just want to ask them some questions.
I understand. I would love to get to be able to ask some of my nemesis questions.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever show up anywhere. I'm going to invite them all to lunch on the day that we leave town.
Hey, by the way, I'm not going to get. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to leave the show nice.
All right. Well, anybody else want to talk? Star 8? Are you done, Allison?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, I'll look for your email whenever.
Okay, have a nice night.
You bet.